Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. In this episode, we're going to talk about your first $100,000 using technology. I know a lot of you are interested in technology, not because of your passion for it, but because you want to make money from it. So let's talk about it. The first way that you can make your first $100,000 using technology is a salary. Now, technology roles are very famous for paying six figures in salary. So if you are looking to get a corporate job, work in a corporation, work in a startup, have a job that pays you consistently bi-weekly, a job is one of the easiest ways to make the $100,000, but it will be annually. And I talk about this a lot. I have a free guide that I will link in the description that teaches you how to find the best area to pursue in technology. I want to just add that I am not against people getting degrees. However, it is not a requirement to work in an industry like technology. Technology is an industry that changes very quickly, so they are very results driven. They want someone who can come in and get the job done. A lot of the time, they don't really care about your qualification, so you can enter this industry and succeed without any formal education. I want to highlight that. Sales is also another really good area where you can make your first $100,000 using technology, okay? Sales is also something that you can do working in a 9-to-5. Now, if you want to know more about how to get into the nitty-gritty of the process, because it is a process, and I talk about the process a lot on Instagram, on how to get your first high-paying salaried job, let me know. I can do a deeper dive in that, or you can check out a lot of all the previous videos that I have shared around it and leverage that and use that to position yourself well to get a job. However, there are other ways that you can make money with technology, and I want to add that to this video because I always talk about jobs, but I want you guys to also know that a job is not the only way that you can make money using technology. There are other ways, and I'm going to share other ways in this video. So I'm going to put my phone up just so that I have something that I'm referencing, and I have spoken about this on Instagram. So if you follow me on other platforms, which you should, you probably must have seen one or two of my videos where I talk about other ways to make money outside of your 9-to-5 using your technology skills. So the first one is consulting and freelancing. If you don't know what consulting and freelancing is, it is basically helping small to mid-sized businesses with their tech problems. This is for people who are already skilled. If you already know what you're doing in the technology space, you already have the skills. Maybe you're working in a 9-to-5 and you need something on the side. You can start consulting and freelancing with your skills. You're an engineer. For small businesses, for mom and pop shops, helping them with automation, analytics, all that good stuff. The second one is product building. Now is the best time to build. You guys, I've spoken about vibe coding in the past. You can build a SaaS, you can build a product. Think about all the pain points that you have. There are so many tools that you can leverage to build in 2026. So if you're interested in building in the technology space, now is the best time. But the thing about building is that you have to also know how to sell, which is also another part. You can build something amazing, nobody knows about it, nobody's gonna buy it. But if you have a really good pain point or problem, you can build a product with technology. There's so much access now to these tools with technology and leverage that product to get to $100,000 in sales. The third one is teaching. This gets a lot of backlash, but I still think that a lot of junior people who are just starting out their career could use mentorship, like really good mentorship. If you find someone who's really good and willing to pour into you, I think that the value you get from that hand holding is something that will save you so much time regardless of what anybody on the internet tells you. If there's someone who's willing to mentor you, take it. If you feel like you need mentorship, pay for it. Do not wait and waste time trying different things. So if you're someone who's experienced and you know that you can mentor other people, teaching is a really good way to get to $100,000 really quick with your skill set. Just start teaching people. As long as you're getting results, as long as you're not like scamming people, you're actually teaching, you're delivering on what you say that you will do, you can continue to scale that business until it gets to $100,000. So another way that you can do this is through content. Tech Tech content creators are one of the most sought after content creators in 2025. The reason is because there's still a lot of opportunity for people to learn about technology. Technology changes very quickly. They need people who can communicate the technical jargon in a way that it lands well to the consumer, to the person who's going to buy. So if you're someone who's very, very skilled and can communicate the tech jargon really well, you're going to be well sought after. You can become a tech creator like me. One of the many things I do is I create content around technical concepts, but I make it very digestible. I make it very easy. I make it very sweet for you guys who are on the receiving end, so you enjoy it. So that is also another way to make $100,000 using tech. The last one is advising. But this one is for people who also have experience. You can advise startups. You are not building for them. You have enough expertise to advise them on how they build their infrastructure, because tech is very complex. This wouldn't scale, this would scale, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense, right? If you've designed enterprise architecture in the past, you've designed different architectures for small businesses, now you understand what works and what doesn't work, you can take that knowledge and go and help another company who is looking to design their own infrastructure and advise them, hey, here's what's going to work. Here's how you scale. This is how you save costs. Because a lot of companies, they don't understand how to build their infrastructure and they're just burning money. It's wasting money. A lot of the time, the consultants take advantage of them because they know that they don't have the knowledge. So if you are someone who's very skilled, you can come in and save the company a lot of money. That would be super ideal, and you're going to make a lot of money because you're saving them money. These are just a few ways that you can make money using technology. Now, I want to add a caveat to this, because a lot of the times when you say, here's how you make your first $100,000, here's how you make your first $1 million, people automatically just imagine that you're going to make it tomorrow. That is not how technology works. I want you to know that technology is very rewarding, but you need to do the work first. I'm not someone that's going to sell you a get rich quick scheme. I want you to know that the people who succeed in this industry are those who do the work. You're not going to see the results if you do not do the work. You have to do the work. You have to show up. You have to show up. You have to show up. And if you keep showing up, you will see the results that you're looking for. It's not rocket science. If you're not seeing success, it's most likely it's because you have gaps. You haven't done it for long enough. You're not good enough. They're just certain gaps that you have. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's any issue or problem. You really just have gaps and you need to close them. So I've listed a couple ways that you can make your first $100,000, especially those of you who live in the United States. If you live in the US as an immigrant, a legal immigrant, I want to add that caveat as well, because a lot of the hindrances I see for a lot of immigrants might be the immigration status. If that is you, please go work with an immigration attorney and get yourself situated first. But if you're legal, you live in the United States and you're an immigrant, one really good way that you can make six-figure and above is getting a job in the tech space. Very low barrier for entry in terms of educational requirements, but it's heavy on results. Low barrier in terms of educational requirements, heavy on results. So it's not something that you can just say, oh, I'm going to go in there, I don't know what I'm doing. No, you actually need to know what you're doing. However, they're not really looking for qualifications. They're looking for someone that can come in and get the job done. I saw this really interesting post about low prestige, high income jobs. And I like that because I think tech sits really, really good in a low prestige, high income bracket. There are 4 quadrants, right? There's one that's high prestige, high income, low prestige, low income, low prestige. You may not really get a lot of prestige for being a software engineer because you're not like a doctor or like a governor, right? It's not like a prestigious career, but it pays really well. So low prestige, but very high income. Technology is that kind of industry. People may not really regard you because like plumbers. Plumber is a very low prestige, high income occupation. They make a lot of money. However, a lot of people do not regard them. But guess what? They make money. And that's the most important part. If you're new here, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel as well as join my newsletter. This is a pro technology channel. We're going to continue to talk about technology and AI because I love it and it's something that has given me everything that I have in my life right now. And I'm happy to pass that down to all of you who watch and follow me. And as always, I'll see you guys next week.